We are not mothers, so how can we wish each other happy Mother's Day before they descend on us for appropriating their?
This weekend you're going to hear stories about men who are mothers. So
no, we never do that thing on Mother's Day. Women who are fathers, you hear about them on Father's Day, but on Mother's Day we are warned to keep our hands off one of their special days.
Yeah,
it's not like the only one. They're one of their special days, so we'll do that for them. Yeah. And in fact, the truth is that our mothers, honestly, I mean, the role they play in shaping us just cannot be overstated.
That's true.
Which reminds me, what traits do your wife and your mother have in common?
What traits do they have in common? Well, they both love God. Yeah, that I can. It really comes to mind. What else?
Are they both kind?
Oh yeah, they are both kind.
Both loving.
They are loving. Yeah, yeah.
So, if at the time you were courting Mrs. Akpafu, if you had said to her, "Oh, you remind me of my mother," how would she have responded to that?
Well, if it was in a very positive sense, I think she would take that as a compliment.
So let me edit my sentence. If you had said to her, "I like you because you remind me of my mother," so that's immediately positive because you like her for those reasons.
I haven't said that to her ever,
but if you were to say that, how would she respond?
I'm sure probably at the back of her mind she may be thinking a few things. Do you like me because I remind you of your mother, or you like me for me?
But is that not part of who she is? Is she not kind, loving, and does she not love God? Is that not who she is?
Well, it depends on the individual and how they process that kind of feedback.
Yeah. Well, we asked a few women how they would respond. Listen to this.
If a man sees his mother in you more than he sees a partner in you, it becomes a problem along the way, especially when it comes to intimacy.
It's a very common pickup line nowadays, but it could be true that he genuinely feels so. If a man wants you because you remind him of his mother, it simply means that he views part of you as a motherly figure to him.
I don't know if that's positive or...
Yeah.
But their immediate translation is that you see them as a mother. Not that you remind, like they remind you of your mother. No, you see them as a mother,
which is a bit of a problem because the wife's role is different from the mother's role.
Well, clearly,
yeah.
But well, I mean, we'll find out later what the generality of women think. As usual, I was asking on social media, and
what are they saying?
The overwhelming majority of women say run. If a man says that to you, run, because you are going to end up playing a mother role in his life.
And if it gets to a point he's not seeing that, it becomes a problem as well, doesn't it?
But this is a man who already has a mother. Why are these women thinking that they will, or in fact can, replace his mother?
Because that's
just because you have traits that remind him of his mother.
Well, don't compare me to your mother and don't expect.
Why? What's wrong with that?
No.
What's wrong with that?
They're different individuals. They play different roles. And
do you know what do you know what I'm picking up? Because what you are saying is exactly what they were saying on social media. It looks like if a man finds points of commonality. Points of commonality between two people he loves, immediately they will start finding points of difference between each other, because it doesn't seem natural to women to actually acknowledge that they have something in common with your mother. It's almost as if they prefer to compete.
When you see me, you see your mother, right?
But if my mother is very intelligent, if my mother is very protective, very nurturing, why must Charlie? We are good.
I get the sense that sometimes it's always used in the negative light.
What is the negative light?
Why are you not like my mother? Why are you not doing this like my mother would?
The guy says, I like you because you remind me of my mother, and you say it's negative. He's not saying that I don't like you because you are not like my mother. He's saying the opposite.
We are going to debate this.
Okay. All right. The 6 a.m. news was brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. And Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Time now for the Joy Business Report, coming from Mr. Kwawu, whose wife is not like his mother, and is brought to us by Glyco Life Travel.
I didn't say that.
You get trouble. Brought to us by Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Hi, happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, government to pull out of 5 local banks recapitalized through Ghana Amalgamated Trust next year as the debunked reports of taking over those banks. Also coming up, Association of Ghana Industries appeals to Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana to reduce the policy rate to help bring down cost of borrowing. And on the Business Journal today, we have a story on the challenges of extending pension schemes to players in the informal sector. Stay with us. Hey, thanks for being with us, everyone. My name is Daryl. Kwawu. First up, government is expected to pull out of 5 local banks recapitalized through the Ghana Amalgamated Trust in 2019 by next year. Now, there are concerns that the Finance Ministry was hiding behind this special purpose vehicle to take over the banks after injecting 800 million Ghana cedis into the operations. Speaking on PM Express Business Edition, Chief Executive of the Ghana Amalgamated Trust, Eric Otu, insisted there was no plan for government to take over the banks.
The regulatory requirements were that the funding to those banks be equity and not debt.
That came from Bank of Ghana?
That is based on.
Why that?
Oh no, that's
That's best practice.
That's generally best practice. It's equity, and we are looking at 3 main options of exit. The first option is to give the equity back to the original shareholders. So in all our investment agreements, we've pre-negotiated the prices for our exits. The terms are all already pre-negotiated.
Let's take a bank like Prudential Bank. Maybe middle of July, we have enough money on our books. We want to renegotiate or push you out and have a controlling stake. GATS, are you going to accept their offer on the table?
Absolutely. So actually the beauty of it is this is already in our agreement. And then it's done. They have 100%
and
of
the
their
payment
bank
will
back.
come with the necessary interest and all the rest.
All of that has been pre-negotiated.
Chief Executive of the Ghana Amalgamated Trust, Eric Otu, the trust supported 5 banks, namely ADB, Onibisic, UMB, Prudential Bank, and the National Investment Bank. You can catch a repeat of the conversation this morning at 11 on the Joy News channel. The Managing Director of GCB Bank, John Kofi Adumako, has expressed optimism that banks will show good performance in the coming years after the domestic debt exchange program. According to him, banks would have to restructure the operations and engage or design specific products that will be relevant for the financial sector to enable them become profitable. Speaking to Joy Business, Mr. Adumako advised banks be prudent and objective in handling their cash flows.
As we all know, the GDP had an impact on banks, but you've seen the results. Not very pleasant, but there is a lot of opportunity for us to fix it. There is we have to change the way we work. We have to change the way we approach our customers, our operational in the bank. A lot of these things have to change. Banking will change from the way we've done in the past. Our shareholders have to come to the party. It's been a challenge for shareholders as well. They lost out on dividend. Some of the banks will need to be capitalized. It's not impossible to turn the situation around. We already started putting certain things in place. We'll have to cut back on a number of things. It's a difficult time to be a bank, and we have to fix it. And we need to move forward. We need to be objective and move forward. The milk is spilled already.
John Kofi Adumako is Managing Director of GCB Bank. The Association of Ghana Industries, AGI, says it expects the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana to reduce the policy rate after its meeting scheduled to take place next week. According to the association, the current downward trend of inflation over the past 4 months is enough justification for a drop in the policy rate. President Humphrey Ayim Dake says it's time to reduce the policy rate to positively impact on lending.
Still early days yet for prices of products to be reduced if a monetary policy committee is still anticipating increase in policy rates. It goes to confirm that the fundamentals are still weak. We are not yet out of the woods. Even though we have peaked with the inflationary rates and it's trending downwards, the fundamentals still needs to be corrected over the period. The impact of the various disruptions and crises were so significant, and I don't believe 4 months into the period is significant enough to correct all those significant disruptions that happened. So we need a bit of time to see things corrected.
That was President of the Association of Ghana Industries, Humphrey Ayim Dake. In other news, Unilever PLC has assured that it will provide quality and affordable goods for customers as the economy gets better. This is assurance from the Managing Director, George Osuansa. According to him, there are signs of improvements in the economy, which is telling on the cost of operations for manufacturing firms. He anticipates that will reduce. Mr. Osuansa was speaking to journalists in Accra after an engagement on the company's performance in the last few years.
Full recognition of the times we are in is continuous focus on our costs and making sure that we are taking out waste and reducing costs so that we don't burden them with costs that does not give them any value at all. And last, I would say to them is we do feel the pain because we also live here, and as things improve and the work that is being done by the government and all begins to yield results, we would in tandem look at our prices and make our products more affordable.
George also answered he is Managing Director of Unilever Ghana PLC. Now, Ghana has made some progress in bringing informal sector players onto pension schemes in the last 10 years, but enrollment is not encouraging among low-income and workers. Now, some players have shown the willingness to enroll in Tier 3 pension schemes, but there are fears of insolvency of pension fund management companies. Today on the Business Journal, Love FM's Mona Lisa Frimpong explores the challenges involved in extending pension coverage to informal sector workers.
Some workers have shared unpleasant experiences in claiming insurance, pensions, and investment claims. Godwin Edujemfi, a second-hand clothes seller at a Bontem market in the Bosumtwe district, has lost confidence in the financial market. This is in the wake of mass public sensitization to restore public confidence in the financial sector.
I cannot risk my money being locked up, so I am hesitant.
I will end the world. I mean, okay. This all I need now, but me three more days. I will go with you. See, come in, baby. And then the first time, make us a first time meeting. That I say, by Azan, I say, by Ampa. I'm not sure. It's me new world, baby. And I say, me library home say, be a better me them who kushima and I say, bibisa.
Savings are being relied on as cushion and end-of-service benefits for a number of informal sector workers.
I cannot rely solely on my savings. I will sign on to the pension scheme.
There has been the introduction of electronic payment channels in the collection of pension contributions, but Grace Nyamicha fears her illiteracy may put her at risk of fraudsters.
Fraudsters are common lately. How do I get my money back when I sign on?
The National Pensions Regulatory Authority is increasing awareness and building trust among informal sector workers on benefits of pension schemes. Gideon Osei Poku is a corporate affairs officer.
Yeah, the informal sector holds 80% of the workforce in Ghana, and for them, most of them goes on retirement in poverty and want to eliminate old age poverty. It's a continuous program and we are not ending it now. So we started way back 2021.
The Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, has also rolled out a self-employed enrollment drive which aims at admitting many more contributors from the informal sector. Dr. John Oferitinkran is Director General of SNIT.
We will replace your salary when you achieve the ripe old age of 60, or if God were to call you early, we will pay you a survivor's benefit to the people who you leave behind. Or if God forbid, for some reason you become permanently invalid and unable to work, we will pay you until death.
Hopefully, these enrollment drives will convince informal sector workers like Godwin and Grace to get onto pension schemes. For Joy Business, Mona Lisa Frimpong reporting.
Thanks, Mona. And as we check out, let's tell you what's happening on the markets. Let's begin with the currency market because Winston is here. The dollar going for 12 cedis on the forex or retail market. The pound going for 14 cedis 98 pesos, and the euro trading at 13 cedis 5 pesos. Also on the commodity market, crude oil open trading at $74.60 a barrel. Gold lost $4 and is selling this morning at $2,010 an ounce. Cocoa selling this morning at a little over $3,000 a ton after losing $23 from yesterday's trading. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much, Daryl. Hope you're doing very well this morning.